All right, so this one is assignment number 5, I believe. Castle Rig, right? This lovely image of Britain in the summer where people have to wear coats and it's white and rainy and cold. Oh, wait, no, that's Calgary. Never mind, I'll shut up. So there's a gentleman right here or lady with a travel bag. And there's also Waldo down here. Where's Waldo? You can't barely see him, but I'm not sure what he's doing on the ground there. Anyways, so a couple of things you can do to this image. Number one is you can get rid of the people, right? So just use your clone stamp tool, for example, right? And you could go, you know what, that dude right here, I'm just gonna select that area. I'm just gonna brush him out, make him disappear, just like that, with Houdini style, right? Let's go. Add a little bit of that darker spot right there to the stone. There you go, a little bit of cloning from this stone over to this one, and I'm gonna add a little bit of cloning of that guy right here. There you go, and it's done. You can also fix that burnt patch there where the UFO landed. You can use, of course, the spot healing brush right there, and you can literally just go a couple of zips, and then it's done. Fix that guy right there. Suddenly you're into landscaping business right there. You just fix somebody's lawn right there. You're Mr. Green Thumb or Mrs. Green Thumb, right? So that's a little fuzzy. So I'm just gonna click once, twice, 3 times. There you go. For example, you can do this, right? So the exercise of this particular assignment is you go into your layers and you, for example, you need to replace the sky, for example. You can brighten this up. You can use your camera raw filter to warm it up a little bit because it's pretty, as I said, pretty cold. Okay, get started. So I'm not sure if you can see this layer, probably not. But if you've opened the camera raw filter, you can change the temperature of your image. So just warm it up just a little bit. Change the exposure. I'm gonna just darken it up a little bit to add a little contrast. Let's see, add a little contrast. Blow some highlights out of there. Increase the shadows to really pump it up. You know, so something like this, right? I'm just gonna go, sure, okay, before, after, right? Before, after. And it's a little greener. So what I want to do here is I want to, you know, replace the sky. So what I do is I'm just gonna, you know, quickly select this area. This time I'm going to use the quick selection mask, quick selection tool, sorry. And I'm going to increase the size of the brush, and I'm just going to go right across like this. And it's very rough, it's very quickly done, and you can see I've selected the mountains in the background. So I reduce the size of my brush. I press Option, and you can see the little plus right there. If I press and hold Option, I get minus, and that allows me to deselect this area. Right? So it's a little rough, but that's okay. It's just for demonstration purposes. Again, you know, you need to spend a little time, more than me right now, just doing it right. So follow my lead, but don't do what I say, don't do what I do, right? Kind of thing. Because there's very little contrast in that image. So if I press, I forgot to tell you that, if you press and hold the space bar, whatever tool you're in, if you press and hold the space bar, you're in the hand, and then you can click and drag and move things around. So that's another quick shortcut that is like life-saving and time-saving. Right? Press and hold, and if you press and hold the space bar and press Command on the Mac keyboard, you get the magnifying glass, and if you click and drag, you can zoom in into any section. So it's probably probably spacebar and Alt on the PC. So that's a quick way to zoom in and zoom out. So if I use that stuff all the time and it makes you motion sick, I apologize. So here, again, I quickly selected the sky and I want to make a mask quickly. Oops, I forgot. It always works the other way around. Go under Select, Inverse. So I select the ground. Now it's inverted the selection. Make a mask quickly, and then now my sky is transparent. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this image right here, Move tool. I'm going to move my control for my zoom text right there. So I'm going to use my move tool, which is V. Click, hold, drag it over to my tab right up here, which is open. Keep dragging right there. Keep holding finger to let go. Boom, right there. There it is. There's my beautiful cornfield. I want the sky, really. I don't want the cornfield. So I'm just going to place it here rapidly and then change my layer order. So, of course, that layer being really big, I want to modify that. So I'm going to Edit, Transform, and Scale. You can see the whole layer is way bigger than my original image. So what I can do is I can just do this till it approximately matches my width. And I want to bring the horizon as close as I can without showing the corn. I could always, touch it up, but just like that. And suddenly it's summer. Oh, there's a piece of corn right there showing. Doesn't matter. It's just for purposes, just for demonstration purpose. And then the sky doesn't look very natural because the colors are a little whacked. That's just to show you some what you can do. So the idea here is to create a clipping mask in your text. So I'm going to use my text tool right here to type something right there. So I'm just going to click once, and I think it's the month of May. So I'm going to type May in all caps. And remember, I'm using the near next condensed right here, and you can get to your properties of your character right here on the right hand side. It's at 264 points. It's massive. You can click and scrub to the right, make it even bigger. Might as well. So pick a font that has some weight to it, because what we're going to do is what's called a clipping mask. It's basically adding an image within the text, right? So I'm going to make it even bigger. Let's make it big. Big or go home, right? And then I'm going to change the spacing in between and make it a little tighter. Like so, maybe when -50 is better. There you go. So now we have this beautiful month of May right here. I can put it behind the mountains if I want. And what I'm going to do in the asset folder, you have that tulips field right here. And believe it or not, it's not in Holland. It's near Vancouver. Again, move tool, click and drag into my my castle rig tab, and click and drag. Still dragging. Don't let go of the mouse. Let go now. There's my image. And all you have to do now within your layer right here, you right click in your layer 2, which is your tulips, as I'm going to call it tulips. You right click in there, and then you go create clipping mask. And voila. See the little arrow that happened there? It created a clipping mask, meaning the image is inside my letters. And you can move it around. You can stretch it. Do whatever you want. And now look at this, just like that. It's got that scar across there. I'm going to try to move it up as much as I can. Even stretch it a little bit more. Stretch it vertically. Look at that. Now suddenly it looks like summer, right? You can still add some extra effects to it, right, on your layer. Where I here, layer style, you can add pattern overlay, outer glow. Ooh, let's add some outer glow right there. So right now it's a screen, white, so we're not going to see much of it, so we're going to add a color. So I'm going to pick that yellow because it's awful. And I'm going to make it kind of opaque-ish, 70, 80%. And I'm going to make it bigger, right? Because right now 2 pixels, you don't see it. So there you go. There's the glow. I can spread it. If I spread it 100%, it's going to make it look like basically a solid outline, right? Which is a cool thing, right? I can add some noise, which is some grain to it, right? Only works when I reduce the size of the spread. And you can see, if I zoom in, without the noise, you can see right there, without the noise and with some noise, it becomes a little grainy, right? So you can match, an old photograph with the grain of an old photograph. And again, this is a screen blending mode. I can make it overlay. Let's see what it does. Yeah, that's a little better. It's like electric and toxic. Perfect. Pretty much it. Yeah, jitter. I don't know if that does very much on this particular case. Just and click OK. So that's an effect right there for you. And then you also have in this exercise, you also have to click and create some text right there. So since you have a lot of negative space in the grass right there, I can click and drag with my text tool, and I can just, you know, add some type. So the idea is to copy and find out about Castle Rig, which is a place in Britain that has all those circle of rocks, and copy that text and then paste it in there. So here I can do, just for demonstration, I can do paste lorem ipsum, which is, you know, I can't speak. Oh, that's why. It's for demonstration purposes. Sorry, I made that below my tulip, so that wouldn't work. Of course, they wouldn't work. So here, click and drag, and that creates a text area, right? And here it fills it in right away automatically with some placeholder text, right? So I'm going to change my color of my text. I'm going to make it that light gray right here from the sky right there. Maybe a little darker. There you go. I'm going to make it a little smaller, like a lot smaller. And there's your information about Castle Rig. You know, change your alignment. So this is my character. This is, I want to see my paragraph right here, which shows my alignment. This is aligned in the center. I switch it to the left. You know, I add, for example, Castle Rig UK, and I'm going to make that my title. Actually, I'm going to keep that my title, but I'm going to change that one. So instead of having your contents bold, I'm going to go with regular. And then I have a little bit, oops, I forgot the L right there. Doesn't matter. There you go. So Castle Rig, it's my paragraph. Again, you can show options. So here, what I can do is I can do a space after, which is basically a gap between my title here and my paragraph. So if I add, let's say, 30, 40 points, this is what happens. It creates a gap, right? And I'm going to change the color of that guy to that color right there. No, it disappears. Right here, brighter, green. Yeah, green, perfect. It's awful. It's very British, you know, minty green. For example, right, you can do this, right? You can do multiple things, multiple extra things, I should say. As I said, you can get rid of the figure, you can add that stuff. I'm trying to remember if there's any other specific things to do to that assignment, but that's pretty much it, right? So this is how to do a clipping mask with text, and the text is live, right? So you may have the tulips in there, but you can change that text right there. You double click on it and you select that, and you can go March. Well, flowers in March, not really, not so much. And again, it's still a brown text, right? So it's not very pretty right now. But, you know, June, there you go. That's a little bit more. And again, your text, your layer text is independent from the image that is inside, right? So you can move the text around without moving the image, right? And again, you know, for your sky background there, what I would do is I would add an adjustment layer. I would do something along, let's see, curves, levels. Yeah, let's do some curves. Let's do some curves. Curves are a bit of a weird one to work with. Here, the curves starts at a 45-degree angle right here. You can change the whole angle of the line right here. You can reduce it and it blows it out. But you can also click and drag right within your curve right there, and you can modify that. So here I'm changing all colors, you know, and it's in RGB. But you can go into each and individual color channel, right? And then you can change all the colors. So here it makes it very pinkish. If you want to get rid of that as well, you can literally just drag that out completely out of your window right there. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to make it, no, not like this. I'm going to change the blue. No, Yeah, I'm going to try to make it a little yellow, so it kind of, not that much, so the sky still needs to be a little bit green. But that's the idea right there. You can change things just ever so slightly, so it's kind of looks like it's one image, right? Before, after, right? So again, the masking of the hills, you can probably just erase all that stuff over. You can darken them up again with another adjustment layer that you could mask as well. It's really endless, but try to make it look like the real thing, with a huge June, with tulips in the sky. That kind of sound like a Beatles song. So